HSE Dashboard Hub is absolutely ideal for management reviews, management safety meetings, third-party management certification surveillance audits, safety committee meetings, client audits, and client kick-off meetings, to name but a few applications. The HSE dashboard solution is aimed at small to medium-sized companies who wish to provide a visible commitment and improvement in the communication of HSE safety performance to both internal and external stakeholders by its leadership team. While the demonstration you are about to see reflects a steel fabrication company with all the associated trade discipline titles, injury types, site information visuals, etc., please don't be deterred, as these can easily be amended to be bespoke to your organization's needs, whatever the business sector you are in. Early in the production of this video, that it was not possible, because of time restrictions, to fully convey the technical aspects of all the forms and control functions that the forms have available. Therefore, we have also produced a series of explanatory videos to address the shortfall we were faced with. It is well worth checking these out if the HSE dashboard is potentially what you are looking for. They are also on my YouTube channel. Please feel free to contact me if, having watched them, you still require further clarification on any aspect of the HSE Dashboard Hub. So without further ado, let's get straight into the demonstration. So how does the Safety Dashboard Hub work? It involves the following elements: data entry in column 1, data storage in column 2, data consolidation in column 3, and data presentation in column 4. So let's first look at the start of the process, the forms in column 1. The first two forms, the expended man-hours and the incident register entry forms, logically generate the KPI lagging indicators, and all the rest are used to capture the organization's KPI leading data. As way of an introduction, let's first open up each of the forms to give you an insight into what needs to be populated. Expended man-hours entry form, incident register entry form, safety observation card register entry form, safety-related meeting register entry form, toolbox talk register entry form, training register entry form, safety induction register entry form, NCR corrective action register entry form, audit register entry form. As mentioned earlier, there are more detailed videos explaining the completion of each of the forms, but to maintain your interest, let's open the incident register entry form and explain some of the common features of all of the forms. Each of the forms have a calendar, which makes date entry effortless. Each of the forms have month and year fields. All have validation drop-down lists to select the appropriate time periods. And all of the forms use validation drop-down lists which provide the user with predetermined selections. This not only makes it a lot quicker to complete the form, but also provides the workbook constants that can be retrieved to provide meaningful insights. There are also free text fields present, which are used to capture specific details depending upon the form category being completed. Or the forms have a submit record to register control button, which transfers your data into a receiving register. All of the forms have a find record control button, which is demonstrated in the videos mentioned earlier. All of the forms have delete record control button, which is self-explanatory. And all of the forms have a clear form control button. All of the forms have a hyperlink to the receiving register should you need it. And all of the receiving registers have hyperlinks directly back to the form that feeds them, as well as a direct link to the navigation hub. And forms that warrant it have the capability of automatically generating an email in Microsoft Outlook for notification purposes, all of which can be configured to automatically include the senior management personnel in your organization, who are normally copied into such notifications. In addition to a pre-populated message saving you the time to explain what the email is about. In our case it states the following as can be seen. Please be advised. Details of the incident below have been reported to the HSE department and have been entered onto the company incident register. You will be notified forthwith should the classification of the incident escalate, or any changes in status evolves. It's important to stress that what you have just seen is in real time. There was nothing prepared earlier for the demo. So if you reflect on what has been achieved, you have effectively recorded the data, communicated the data, while at the same time your data is now autonomously available to present the KPI information, with a minimum of effort and time involved. All of the forms share the same characteristics: minimum time and effort, maximum effect. Talking of which, let's now take a quick view of the dashboards. Dashboards 1 to 6 report the organization's key performance lagging indicators, while dashboards 7 to 12 report the organization's key performance leading indicators. It's important to stress that all of the dashboards are dynamic, and any monthly time period can be called up, at the click of the mouse so to speak, providing the data has been populated in the dashboard hub of course. Given the limited time available for the dashboard hub introduction, it's simply not possible to drill down to the level of detail each dashboard warrants. However, the supporting videos already mentioned were produced to address this. It's also important to understand that the data currently in the dashboard hub has been completely made up and does not reflect an actual company's safety performance. So let us go first to dashboard 1. We will provide a brief explanation regarding the various sections of this view. The month and year control feature for most of the dashboard views is located in the top right-hand corner of the screen. These will change KPI data to reflect the period you select. For example, let's look at what the data shows for June 2019. Go back to 2020. Now let's try May 2020, April, March, February, and going back to June. Time period spinners will not change the most recent incident classification occurrences in the central section. This section will always report the most recent incidents. The number of days since the most recent reportable incident classification on your incident register will update automatically, so there is no need to track or calculate this information. The Incidents This Month section on the top left-hand corner will give you a breakdown of incident types. The current status is indicating 1 RIDDOR, 1 medical treatment case and 1 first aid case. The site location visualization in the bottom left-hand corner is indicating all of the incidents occurred at Site A, up to now in June. The Expended Man-Hours This Month section in the top right of the screen is taken directly from the Expended Man-Hours register and is by and large self-explanatory. Given the autonomous nature of the dashboard hub, it is worth considering updating this section on a weekly or even daily basis, rather than monthly. And by doing so everything is bang up to date. But that's entirely up to the user. The today's date will always update to reflect the day you open the HSE dashboard hub. And lastly, the annual man-hours breakdown will always update autonomously according to your preference for updating the Expended Man-Hours This Month section. For the next couple of minutes or so, we will just browse through the rest of the dashboards for introduction purposes, and give you an insight into the simple navigation between views that are available, and their dynamic nature, by the back and forth selection of the month spinners without comment. I'm offering is a low-cost, off-the-shelf HSE dashboard solution that can be tweaked to your specific needs and made bespoke to your organization. If you reach out and express an interest to me, a fully protected copy of the HSE dashboard workbook with the data you are seeing in the video presentation will be made available to you to review. A change requirement document will also accompany the dashboard workbook, where you can outline specifically what fits your requirements and what changes you require in this structured process. This will simplify the dashboard management of change process. It allows you to outline what it will take for me to make the HSE dashboard entirely bespoke to your needs and preferences. Clearly, different organizations will have a variety of different requirements. Whilst the validation boxes are a relatively simple task, the formulas that make the whole system work may have to be amended to reflect your term preference modifications. Another significant factor is the availability of KPI historical data you might have for me to pre-populate the various registers. So bottom line, costs will be wholly dependent on the amount of work involved that reflects your needs. You will be presented with an upfront contract proposal when I understand your requirements, which will outline how many days it will take to have a fully functional HSE dashboard that meets your individual preferences. I am confident in saying that my day rates are extremely competitive, and it will certainly significantly reduce costs if you try to develop a similar system yourself internally. I will forego any fee consideration for the HSE dashboard development if your needs generate at least 3 working days for me to do the work. The upfront proposal will essentially demonstrate this. The developer has been working in HSE management for more than 20 years on both large and small engineering projects, and in a number of industrial sectors. He is a qualified lead auditor in both the ISO 9001 and OSHA 18001 management standards, and has a comprehensive knowledge of both the recent ISO 45001 and 14001 standards. The development of the HSE dashboard came about whilst approaching retirement and time to pursue a more in-depth understanding of Microsoft Excel. He now wants to embark on a new endeavor to provide smaller organizations with a means to record and communicate HSE data more effectively.